Alright guys, it's time for another Viewer Loadout building series. This time it's going to run it back for another member. This is going to be Vemix's second video feature, if I remember correctly, because they've had some changes to what they want to see, and I was going to cook up a full new loadout for them. Now, to go over what the requests have been, we're quite light here. We have a $3,000 budget with some wiggle room if needed. The theme is requested to be based around the AK and the M4 must-haves, which are the Aquamarine Revenge and the Daybreak. And then the final notes were that they like how both guns have that subtle background with gold and orange highlights. So for that, I'm going to focus gold highlights on one side, orange highlights on another, and cook up a amazing loadout for you, man. Today's video is brought to you by CSGO Luck, one of the fastest growing CS sites right now. They've got a huge lineup of game modes, including Crash. So as you like the gold accents, and ours are a little bit out of budget, if I'm being honest, we're going to go for the next best things, which would be the Omega gloves, because the yellow and the gold kind of work together in CS2. $460 for a pair of field test Omegas, and then pairing it with the likes of a bayonet lower, $575 in minimal wear, would be my suggestion in this budget range. And I am using Rex Crikey as the agent, just to be clear, because all my waffle, he's sleeveless, only sleeveless one at the minute, so it just makes sense. We don't want any clash there. Now, on the USP side of things, I've went for the kill confirmed in the budget because we can get it. It's $90, and it does have this sort of gold accents throughout it, and it's also just arguably one of the best USPs in the game as well, so you're getting a top tier pick. If you wanted something slightly different that had maybe heavier gold accents, you can go cheaper for the Traitor. It's $23, but I do think overall, especially with how the lighting works on in the Traitor in CS2 for some reason, kill confirmed is probably your best bet. Now, I don't think I've ever got to suggest this skin, but I'm so glad I can. Modern Hunter for your P250 on this CT side. This has gold accents galore in the leaves, and they actually look much nicer in-game than they do in the previews. It's $35 for minwear. It's heavily flip cap, so you don't want to go for factory new at all because the price is crazy. But this is actually, like, really nice. I have debated getting one myself so much. Now, Desert Eagle here, we could have gone for a Conspiracy, but that would have been a bit too yellow. Pilot gets us the gold that you want. Now, it's $105 in minimal wear because it's from one of those older and slightly more expensive collections, but if you want the gold accents and you don't like the heirloom, this is going to be, without a doubt, the best choice. And then you'll see where we play a little bit of buffer with like the sort of the gold and the yellowy, maybe even yellowy orange in this case, but the ventilators for 15 cent on the Joe Brez I think are going to be the best shout. They're a decent looking skin, they're not going to break the bank, and we can focus budget elsewhere. Now, a sort of cheat code on this area is like going for souvenir skins, because of course you get gold stickers on it, but the 5.7 was kind of lacking strong options for me. So I decided, let's go for the Withered Vine. It's a purple skin, purple and yellow are complementary colors, so that's nice. And then just get gold on top of it with the stickers that you get on the souvenir. I thought that for 7 cents was a very solid option. And then Starlight Protector is the absolute no-brainer for the MP9. If you want gold accents and good artwork for just over $5, this is perfect. Now, maybe a slight surprise, for the MP7, I'm going to suggest the Vault Heist, which I don't really know if I've showcased this much before. It is almost $3 in factory new. I think that much for this artwork, maybe not 100%, but in regards to getting your gold accent colors and just how it works with the Omega gloves, this is really nice. The alternative, if you want slightly more artwork and still yellowy gold accent colors, the Bloodsport is basically the same price, so sort of take your preference on that one. Now, for the UMP, I am suggesting the mechanism. I am suggesting the souvenir pricing for it, which is 11 cent minimal wear, but I'm showing it here without the stickers because you can see you actually get quite a lot of gold accents on it already, so it's up to you if you like want to have the gold stickers on top or not. Now, I really like this new XM skin, the Mockingbird, and again, for gold accents, this is a perfect suggestion. This actually looks like a realistic option that you can maybe see in real life. It was like custom engraved as well. The fact it's only 9 cent, you get so much good value for money here. And then trying to squeeze value a little bit more on the Mag 7, I have to go field test it to pick up the Justice, but I think this still looks pretty good in field test, so you're not losing too much in that regard. Now, we absolutely love the meat and potatoes of these loadouts. This is the CT side heavy hitters. This is the rifles. What are we going for? Well, we're going to go for a golden coil for A1S. This is a fantastic skin. Arguably, top 5 M4ONS skin. The only thing that bugs me, and I'm going to showcase for you guys, very back right when you inspect, slight bug on the artwork. You only see it if you sit and inspect. When you're really playing in game, you're going to be seeing this, you're going to be shooting, you're going to be reloading, you're not going to see it, but it's there, slightly bugs me. But this, for a gold accent skin, that suppressor alone is fantastic. Now, we kind of knew this one was coming. It is the Daybreak. It is $550 in factory new, which is crazy. I was pleasantly surprised when it was requested to be like featured in the loadout, because really I wouldn't show this in any other loadout otherwise. So there you go, you now get to see a Daybreak, and yeah, I do think going Omega Gloves is the best play in this budget because of what we're going to be doing on the T side, where we do go dual loadout. Now I have noted for the op, you might want to spend more money if you're an opper, but if you're not a dedicated op player, I think the duality is perfect here. It's $4.10, but it gets you the artwork and the requests you want it. You want it nice gold accents. This is filled with them, and it's very high detailed artwork as well, which is fantastic. This is the case where just because you've got a big budget doesn't mean you have to spend the budget for the sake of it in an area where a cheaper option covers everything you need. Then for the FAMAS, I thought the Eye of Athena was a good shout here. In minimal wear, it's $7.40. It does pick up somewhere, but it actually blends in all right in with the artwork, which is kind of handy. This has like yellowy, goldy, orange accents throughout. Now that blends into sort of both the requests you had, but I thought that made it a really strong option. There's not many skins that do both. And then to end off the CT side, we're going to have a side meet again. It's $3.80, minimal wear. I think the price has changed on this within like a day or two of me planning different videos, so please take that with a pinch of salt. There's probably going to be some fluctuation there, but there you go. I did focus on getting gold accents on the CT side, with yellow being that sort of supplement where gold wasn't possible. And then on the T side, that's where we go for the orange accents, which, as I say, does mean we have a dual loadout going. Now, this is with the field tested Moto Gloves PAL, which I think in field test that these hold up really well. Now, the one thing here is the knife might not be what you had in mind. You may have wanted something that's a bit more orange, but the Italian Roscoe is such a good pairing with these gloves, and it's affordable too, which means you get a good sort of like higher tier knife with good animations that pairs in really nicely. Honestly, it's a $430 knife for $250 gloves, really good stuff. And I've actually gone for Trapper Guerrilla Warfare for the agent here, which is $32. Like, unfortunately, that's where we're at with agents. We are spending $30 to get no real visual aid on your POV, just what other people would see. If you wanted to spend extra money, you could spend an extra $40 and get Sir Bloody Loudmouth Darrell. Now, I'm going to take a screenshot of this because his bronze watch in with the knife, in with the gloves, I think this is $40 well spent because this looks unbelievably good. Now, if you really wanted the goldy orange, you could maybe have a look at something like the Ursus Tiger Tooth or any Tiger Tooth. I do think that Roscoe, I think you need to lock in on that, mate, because that just works so well with the gloves. Now, while I do think that going for Loudmouth is a good option, I'm going to show my base pricing option of Trapper throughout this. Now, the Glock side of things, we're going to go for the Reactor. Orange Glocks, kind of a little interesting in the options. I think this is definitely the best shot you're going to get for $9.10. I think overall it works well with the gloves. Now, the approach of this does mean we have like two P250s, two Desert Eagles, and all this goodness. I'm going to keep it down on the P250 on this side. A cassette for 8 cents gets an orange accent strip in it that I think will do the job for us. But you do get to spend big on the Desert Eagle again, because you get to go for a field-tested souvenir Fennec Fox, showing it without the stickers here so you can see the artwork. It's $180. And what I like here is we've been able to go dual loadout, two good combinations both sides, two good Desert Eagles, and then your key rifles are obviously locked in already. But to do so, we need to keep budget down in other areas. So like the Tech 9, for example, we're going to go for the Red Quartz. It's 16 cents for factory new, and it just, I mean, like pairing wise, it actually pairs in really nicely for us. And I'm going to avoid butchering the name on this one, but I think going for a ZZ and picking up this is a good shout with the gloves here. Also, it's only 30 cents, so it's very little in the grand scheme of the budget. So if you don't want it, you can just kind of like roll it out. Now, as much as I would love to suggest an Allure, it's my favorite Mac 10, all that goodness, this Rangine with these gloves is just top-notch pairing wise, and it's only 40 cents. So again, real nice value for money win coming in. I am going to go for an MP7 Urban Hazard here. This is 18 cents for minimal wear, and again, if you should be using the MP7 more, but if you're not using it too much, I think you don't want to spend too much money, and this at least pairs in with some of the orange accents on the gloves. And you might be able to tell we're trying to keep budget down on the areas where it's like weapons you might not use that much, but we still want to make sure the theme fits. So this is the Vent Rush. It's 60 cent minimal wear. I think this is a solid skin for the gloves that we have here and the colors we're going for. It's just the artwork isn't for everyone. But one that I do quite like is the Acid Watch MP5, because orange and blue are complementary colors together. So this is obviously like heavily blue with these orangey brown accents. It works quite well in my opinion. And I am officially a sawed-off enjoyer, so I am going to suggest the Kraken for $4.30. One of the most interesting cool bits of artwork in the game we have. Would love to see it on a more common weapon, maybe like a key rifle, but there you go, you got it on your sawed off, which you can now buy. And those like weird low buys where you just want to rush and fuck someone up with the shotgun. Now, I recently sold my Cerberus and picked up a Control, and I've been enjoying playing with it, and here it's a really good shout with these gloves. You get like 2 tiers of colors, maybe even 3 tiers at work. You got the sort of like creamy white, you got the orange strip, you got the orange brown magazine. This works really well. And the main reason I went with these gloves is because I needed something that paired with your AK request, which was the Aquamarine Revenge. Now, Spearmints would be the go-to with this, but Spearmints are just not very fun to price, especially in the budget we're in, and I didn't think it was going to be an option. So I had to look at basically, do you want PALs, do you want Tiger Strikes, or do you want big games? I ruled big games out pretty quickly because it didn't really pair with the other options we looked at, and it was down between the PAL and the Tiger Strike, and I thought the PAL in the end, just in idle with this AK, just worked better than the Tiger Strikes did. But maybe that's something you want to check out and compare, because the possibility is you can use this same knife with the Tiger Strikes if you wanted to go that route instead. Now again, not spending big on the up, but just because I don't think we have to. You get the mortise here, it's $3.60 for minimal wear, slept on artwork, a bit of an underrated skin in general. I want to show some love to it. Then your orange accents continue here really nicely, because we get the Dragonfire for $20 in minimal wear. Obviously this is the orange at the back and the front. You've got a lovely dragon in the middle. This takes all the boxes for any loadout. And then we're going to end up with an SG as always on the T side. Now, a field test at Tigerboth was my suggestion here, because you do get the orange, you get the brown that pairs in with the gloves, and that completes your loadout, which the total cost of this comes in at $2,978. So we do have $20 buffer. As I said, going for Sir Bloody Loudmouth Darrell is an extra $40. That would take you $20 over budget, but I do think like this completes the loadout so nicely, like overall. And there you go, you got like gold accents through your CT side, you got orange accents and orange seam through your T side, so hopefully this is covered what you wanted. I know you may have wanted one knife and glove combo, but I feel like when you can get two, and if it's a theme, then it's definitely worth considering that. Now, as I mentioned it, I did want to showcase what a pair of Battle Scarred Tiger Strikes look like. Now, this is a very high flow, but this is like $190 for these, so you could get a better flow and get closer to the 250 we played for the PALs. But if you wanted to go this range, this is what you'd be looking at. But I do think the PALs were the right decision. But Vemix, hopefully you've enjoyed this. Hopefully it's helped you out a little bit. And if you want to be featured in the future episodes of Building Viewer Loadout, make sure you're in the Discord, which is linked down below, because that's where I announce planning for them, and that's where we have the sort of discussion on the requests and all of that goodness. And just a reminder that members do get to jump the queue. This is Vemix's second loadout we've done. They jumped the queue for the first one, then we ran it back with the loadout changes on this one. So hit that join button down below to find out all that good information. A big thank you to the current YouTube members for continuing to support the channel. It's greatly appreciated. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. This is the first time in a while I've been on Siege, so let me know your thoughts. Do you want to see more skin inspect videos on this, or do you want to go back to the old good maps like Nuke and Vertigo? Let me know in the comments down below and we'll go from there. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.